2014 AutoZone Liberty Bowl is brought to you by FedEx, Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home, and IHOP, everything you love about breakfast.
North side of Kyle Field imploded to make room for $450 million worth of improvements, which will be done by the season opener next season. It'll make the capacity 102,500. And I hope that's enough, because this year they averaged over 105,000 for the very first time. Kevin Sumlin has done wonderful things with the program, and the fan base has responded.
Got to stand with the Joneses. More seats and more suites, and they're putting them in there in Texas A&M.
What a game we've got. Back and forth, and Texas A&M regains the lead. It's now 21-20 with 12 and a half to go here before halftime. Taylor to left. Short kick. This is going to be fielded at the 14 by Mario Alford. Gets behind a blocker. Gets to the near sideline, the 40, 45, and out near the 48-yard line. Second in the nation in return yards for kickoff. That's a 34-yard return for Alford. Well, this is what Kyle Field is going to look like next year when all the improvements are done.
Yeah.
That's pretty right there.
It's going to be all wrapped around there, and wrap around here.
It's going to be fantastic for that fan base.
Media box looks like it's going to be in there.
This team will be able to cheer for here coming in the future.
It's a lot of money, but when you look at that and say that's well spent.
Hyundai Sun Bowl, fourth quarter, Duke's down 30-17. Anthony Bruce scrambles, throws another run to John L. Barnes, who will dive into the end zone for the touchdown.
Boy, just all kinds of time right there. Arizona State, so many times this year, they brought blitz, didn't bring any kind of blitz there, no kind of pressure. Nice job, Boone, dropping that one off.
Big punt for Duke, well Monday to Barnes.
And we see it.
It's bowl season. Let's try fakes. Let's try reverse passes. Great call by David Cutcliffe and the Duke Blue Devils.
Boone and Jamison Crowder, then throws to Isaac Blakeney for the touchdown.
And Blakeney looks like he got away with a bit of a pull right there. But hey, if you haven't won a bowl game since 1961, you got to pull out all the stops.
Ensuing kickoff, Kalen Balazs returned from his own end zone, 96 yards down on the 4.
Yeah, I tell you, special teams during these bowl games, a lot of times that's a little bit of an overlooked aspect of the games. They don't spend as much time on it. People haven't played in big space like that and made a lot of open field tackles. Can come back to haunt you.
Taylor Kelly, Demario Richard, 4 touchdowns for him.
Boy, and most of the other ones were very physical. Ran a couple people over. Nice, easy one right there. Always nice to get in, standing up.
Last chance for Duke as Boone's pass intercepted by Vicey Brown. Arizona State wins it 36-31 is your final. South Carolina facing Miami, the Duck Commander Independence Bowl. Second quarter, you down 6-0 on the road.
Sebastian is an ibis, not a duck.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Good clarification. Dylan Thompson to Farrell Cooper, 78-yard touchdown.
Boy, secondary for Miami, a lot of problems. This one was getting beat by a lineman, walked a linebacker out onto Cooper, didn't have a safety help on that side. I know that linebacker wasn't supposed to carry him all the way downfield, but nobody home.
How great is that catch by Cooper?
Boy, I tell you what, this young man had a great day today, and what a terrific throw. Back shoulder throw by Dylan Thompson, great reception, excellent big play.
Read option, Thompson keeps himself and goes untouched into the end zone. Salvation there. What's the bigger takeaway, though, from this game?
Well, for me, it's kind of the state of the Miami program. You're talking about 5 straight bowl losses, obviously the last 2 years, self-imposed ban. But what is this program going to be now? And I think that the expectations are that if things don't turn around next year for Al Golden, that he could be in trouble. I mean, there was a lot of talk about Mark D'Onofrio, defensive coordinator, earlier in the season. They started to play a little bit better. Then they gave up 30-plus points in 3 straight games in the last losses. Do the same thing today. This is a team that's hard to figure out, and it doesn't look like the talent level's there.
Yeah, well, one of the things, though, you got to give Al Golden a little bit of credit from the standpoint that Brad Kaya, if you're going to have to rebuild a program, you want to make sure you've got a great, talented quarterback. This is a freshman young man that was first-team All-ACC as a freshman. I mean, he can throw the football. They've got some good skilled players. They've got to build some, they've got to rebuild a little bit in the offensive line. They've got to get some pressure on the defensive line, help them, put some pressure. Today, Dylan Thompson had way too much time to throw the football, but, you'd like to build that program around Brad Kaya for certain.
Now, Robert, for South Carolina moving forward, 7 straight
Yeah,
winning
it's a lot of
seasons. Back to the
rebuilding and
longest since
rebuilding again
1928
since
to 34.
Larry Coker.
Expectations were not met this
Careful
year.
what
Well, they weren't met
you
this
wish
year, but I
for
think
when
when
you
look at
already have it
realistically,
there.
I know a lot of people
In a bad few
automatically want
years.
to say when a defense struggles, well, let's talk about the defensive
May lead to
coordinator.
10 more years.
But Lorenzo Ward had a lot of pieces missing, and everybody wants to talk about Jadeveon Clowney being gone, but Kelsey Quarles was gone, Chaz Sutton was gone off of that defensive line. A lot of guys missing Hampton and Legree at the cornerback spots. It's tough to lose that many guys in those key positions all at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just take a look. You know, we've talked about Florida State all year long about how poor their defense is because they've lost 6 of their top returning tacklers. Unfortunately for them, their offense could carry them with Jameis Winston. Wasn't the same at South Carolina.
What better way to release from stress and anxiety with the college football playoff than go to Disneyland? Ride the Teacock to a little Space Mountain. Marcus Mariota in Oregon, along with Jameis Winston in Florida State. Get set for the Rose Bowl Thursday, 5 Eastern on ESPN. Let's hear from both quarterbacks beginning with famous Jameis.
Well, I think he'll agree with me. I think it's more about our team, you know, because we have great teams surrounding us, and it's a blessing to play against Mr. Mariota. I mean, he's a heck of a player, and he brings a lot to the game. But we wouldn't be there without our teammates, and I believe he'll say the same thing.
Yeah, it's a special moment, you know, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, he's a great player, and you know, it'll be fun to watch him do his thing, and you know, for us, we'll just try to execute to the best of our abilities.
Other semifinal game will be pitting Ohio State, Urban Meyer against #1 and Nick Saban's Alabama Crimson Tide. Thursday at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN as the players arriving in New Orleans. Robert Smith, Butch Davis will be part of our coverage down there. First off, though, Saban and how he's approaching the semifinal.
I sort of look at this, you know, a little bit like when you're in the NFL playoffs. You know, you got a game this week. It's the only game that matters. Because if you don't play well in that particular game and don't have success in that game, you don't get to play the next game. And that's kind of how our focus and approach has been with this game. You know, we've played 13 games. This is the 14th game. It's most important for our team to play their best in the 14th game, and everybody's got to get ready to and prepare themselves to be able to do that. And then, if you have success, you worry about the next thing. Other than that, I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference because it's all about this game.
All right, from one great coach to another. Butch, you agree with Nick Saban's assessment?
No doubt about it. I think from a fan's perspective, if you look at this, this is a lot like the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship trying to get to the Super Bowl. These 4 teams are focused exclusively on those 2 ball games.
And that's why there should always and only be 4.
I promise you, none of those 4 teams are worried about the championship game. They've got a big chore in front of them. I think Nick's perspective, you want to play at this time, you want to play the best game that you've played all year long this game, and then you'll worry about the next game. I think he's got the right perspective.
And I think the entire philosophy that Nick Saban has kind of built this program around, about the process and worrying about what's next, is very helpful to these players because that's all that they hear. I mean, you're talking about a program that has an obsessive level of attention to detail. I mean, even to the way that meals get served. They spend as much time preparing players mentally as they do physically. And I think it's a greater challenge, Coach, going down to New Orleans and having the kids in that environment than it is out in Anaheim or
Mickey and Goofy and the rest of the crew.
It's
Bourbon Street.
Which one's a little it's a little bit different, and I think with them having been in the Sugar Bowl last year, it's probably helpful to kind of have the players ready for that.
Yeah, Pluto's not going to steer you down the wrong way.